Hey guys, welcome to Alex Goes Coconuts. So today I'm going to show you how to make a really easy, fast pumpkin pie. It's actually Thanksgiving here in Canada this weekend, and I'm hosting my family tomorrow for lunch. Now, I like to make my pie one day in advance, not only because the actual pumpkin pie tastes better the next day, but it's also so much more convenient, especially when I have a turkey to roast and mashed potatoes to make the next day. I've been making it for several years, and every year I get compliments on it. My family absolutely loves it, and I think the reason why this pumpkin pie is so delicious is actually because I use whipped cream instead of evaporated milk. I also don't use pumpkin pie spice mix. Often there's clove in pumpkin pie, and I just don't like the taste of clove. I think that's what bothers me the most about regular pumpkin pies. So this is an easy pumpkin pie recipe. I'm using store-bought Crust just because I'm short on time and I need to get this stuff done fast. But you can go ahead and make your own pie crust if you have the time to do it. I just don't want to mess up my kitchen, and I have so many other things to prepare right now for tomorrow, so it's just not going to happen. Okay guys, so let me clear the counter and let's get started. I'm actually using Pillsbury's pie crusts, and these are really great because they're pre-made pie crusts that are rolled into discs, and they come in these like sheets like this. And what's great about this is if you don't have time to make your own pie crust, or you don't want to dirty the kitchen because you're hosting a bunch of people, this is a really quick way of doing it. It's a really great solution when you're short on time and you just got to get this pie in the oven as quick as possible. So let me set this pie aside, and we're going to be making the filling now. You'll need pumpkin puree. So this is actually pure pumpkin puree. So just make sure that when you go to the store, you don't buy the pumpkin pie filling. That already has spices in it. You want to make sure that you're really grabbing just the pure pumpkin. This can will actually make 2 pumpkin pies. So if you're only making 1 pumpkin pie, you can actually go ahead and use half of this and freeze the rest, and that'll keep just fine in the freezer. Okay, so let's begin. You'll need half of this can of pumpkin puree. That's about 400 milliliters of pumpkin puree. And I guess if you want to calculate that in cups, it's like 1 cup and 3/4 of pumpkin puree. Then you're going to add 2 eggs. So now I'm going to add 1 3/4 cups of whipping cream. It looks like a lot of whipping cream, but it actually isn't. The whipping cream will add a super nice creamy flavor, so it'll give you a kind of pumpkin pie that's more like a little mousse instead of that kind of thick, pumpkin pie that we're so used to eating. I just find this recipe is so much more delicate and it's so much lighter. So as soon as you add that cream, it gives you this beautiful creamy pumpkin color. Now we're gonna add 3/4 cups of sugar. You'll need about 3/4 teaspoons of salt, half a teaspoon of ground ginger. Now, ground ginger sounds weird in this recipe, but it's really a nice spice to add to the pumpkin pie. It'll add like a nice heat. It just enhances the flavor of the pumpkin. We'll need 1 full teaspoon of cinnamon. And honestly, if you don't like nutmeg, you can completely omit the nutmeg because it's really not necessary. But I like to add a little hint of it, so not too much because nutmeg too can be quite strong. So I put actually 1/8 of a teaspoon. So there you go. Now we got cinnamon, ground ginger, nutmeg. I'm mixing the spices into the pie filling, and there you go. Now that our pie filling is made, we're gonna go ahead and take our pie crust, pour it straight into the pre-made pie crust here that we have. Okay, so this is ready to go into the oven. You want to cook this pie at 400 degrees on your bottom rack of the oven for 40 to 50 minutes. Okay guys, so I just pulled out my pie. I'm gonna let this cool completely and then refrigerate it overnight, and tomorrow I'll serve it with some whipping cream. Happy Thanksgiving, bye! I kind of ripped the top of my foil. It would have been pretty. Okay, well, I can fix this with whipping cream.